Like a lot of 18-year-olds, Zakara Gilbert couldn't wait to get her own place.
So excited that I slept on the floor for 2 days before I could get my bed in.
But she moved into her new apartment to find it was already home to someone else.
Ants. I had them really bad.
Zakara says the unwanted roommates were relentless, biting her and her young daughter. Then she says they were soon accompanied by other bugs, like roaches, after she says a maintenance guy busted a hole in her bathroom trying to fix a plumbing problem.
And they came inside of my home when I was asleep and broke all of this due to the home that was downstairs that no one stayed in. I mean, it was really nasty. I still can't use my sink.
And she says when she spoke up to complain, management struck back.
They never gave me any warnings. It was just on my door when I woke up.
Zakara was soon slapped with what she calls futile violations, first for $50, then $150, and then $350 for things like inappropriate behavior with the property manager. A fourth violation would mean eviction.
I'm not a threaten. Never tried to fight her. Never went and called her bees or nothing. It was just a disagreement.
It's unhealthy and unsafe to me.
Zakara's mom, Nicole, says she's experienced her fair share of bad landlords. She's tried but failed to help her daughter in her apartment dispute.
I think Arkansas is probably the only state that just don't protect us. Like, we have no protection. It's whatever. You don't like it, well, I can throw you out.
In fact, tenants' rights activists have called the natural state the worst place to rent in the country because it's the only state without an implied warranty of habitability. That means Arkansas landlords have zero obligation to make repairs or ensure rental properties are in a livable condition. And nearly half of Little Rock residents rent their homes, which is higher than both the state and national averages.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
A study presented to city leaders earlier this summer examined the direct connection between housing and health. It found living in general substandard conditions, like the plumbing and pest issues Zakara faced, led to psychological behavior dysfunctions, elevated blood lead levels, and even higher risks of child maltreatment. These photos showed just some of the unhealthy situations Little Rock renters are forced to live in, many without the financial means to get out, and some who fear they'll be kicked out should they speak out.
It's insulting, it's offensive, and it angers me.
City Director Ken Richardson represents Ward 2, where Zakara lives, and says he's known some misery merchant landlords who capitalize on the lack of tenants' rights.
They're not concerned about the people who are living in those facilities, those rooms. They're more concerned about keeping them occupied.
But we didn't want to make any assumptions, so we went to Zakara's property managers to get their side of the story.
This is private property. Okay, I just had a couple quick questions. Okay. Now just do it by email, please.
Okay, so I can't ask you any questions about some issues with tenants? By the way, the managers never returned those emails. They did, however, call the cops on us.
We got to have some better laws to protect the tenants.
While some of that change would have to start at the state level, Director Richardson feels there's more the city can do too.
I think that we need to have the penalties strict enough, harsh enough, that it makes those owners and managers of those facilities address those conditions that are unhealthy.
As for Zakara, her main focus is just finding a new place to live.
I don't wish this on no one.
Because this was not what she signed up for when she signed that lease on the dotted line.